So in the last class we discussed about execute process tasks, okay, and let me continue with the remaining tasks. Just a minute. So in today's task, okay, so let me go for. So we have explained about this important task about emergence profiling package process, okay, file system task. So expression task is nothing but if you want to write any expressions, okay. So if you go and open any variable, no? So if you go and open any variable, so when you are defining the variable, so here also you can see we have an expression section is there. Okay, if you want to write any expression like any formula, okay, let us see. So if you want to write any formula, okay, now you can go and see we have an expression window. Okay, so where we can write the expressions like any formula, we can write it here. Like if you want to get the date and or if you want to apply. So if you want to apply the substring or length or right, okay. So we have written some examples for variables, no? So here we are writing this expression window. Now you can see this is the expression builder and this is the window, okay. And instead of using, instead of writing the expression, so instead of writing the expression inside a variable, okay, okay, instead of writing the expression or any formula inside a variable, if you want to write a separate expressions, okay, so then you can go and use this expression task. So where it will open the same window. Now you can see in between the task, if you want to write any expression, you can see the same expression builder window is opening here. Okay. So in between the tasks, if you want to apply some formula, okay, so then you can go and use this expression task. And next one is, so let me go for web service task. Okay. So web service task is if your data is present inside a web methods, okay, or any web like a in .NET we have the web methods, okay, or any web pages, okay. If you want to get the data from the web method, web service methods, or from the web pages, or something will give a new name like cloud databases, okay. So if you want to get the data, if your data is present in the cloud or in the web methods, okay, then you can go and use this web service task to download the data, okay, to download the data in a encrypted format and store it inside a XML file, okay. So you can get the data from the web pages, okay, from the cloud databases, and import the data and load the data into an XML format, into an XML file, okay, by using this web service task, okay. So we can download the data from a web methods or cloud databases and download into a XML format. Okay, download the data into XML. Now let us create one new package. Okay, let me give the name as web service task. If you want to download the data from the web methods, okay, or from the cloud databases, we have to go for this web service task. Okay, so web service package. Now let us see how we can download that. Now let us see that. So let me go for from web page, one of the web pages, let us say I have some web methods. Let's see, something like say that we have an ASMX page. Okay, this is called one of the web methods. Okay, so where we can find the data here. Now you can see that I have one web service as web service.net global weather one dot ASMX page. Okay. Now here in this web page we have some get cities by countries and get the list of weather. Okay. Now if you go and see that, open it. So get cities by country, get all major cities by country name. Okay. Now let me give some country name like United States or India. Now you can go and see India and invoke. Okay. So we will get the data in the XML format. Okay. So this is one of the web services. Okay. Inside the .NET. Okay. .NET application. We will also call it as web methods. Okay. So here when we click on invoke, the data is getting invoked to the XML file. Okay, like this. So in the same way, okay, if you want to invoke the data from the SSIS package, okay, okay. So in the same way, if I want to invoke the data from my SSIS package into an XML file, okay, so I can go and specify the same thing. Okay. Now let us see how we can call this web page, okay, or web method from inside the SSIS package using this web services task. So let us say, first of all, if your data is present inside a web service, okay, like ASMX page, how to invoke the data. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to create a connection to that. Okay. So let me go and create a HTTP connection. So let me create a new connection. Now specify the same URL here. So whatever I have specified there, HTTP, okay, colon, www dot, okay, web service x.net slash global weather, okay, global weather. Now what is this? This is the web service definition language. Okay, so we have to add this extra web service definition language. Okay, so the same thing I have written here. So www.webservicex.net slash global weather, so dot asmx. So let me go and write the dot asmx. Okay, question mark, after that WSDL language. Okay, now web services, okay, web services data language. Now let me click on test connection. So you can see that the connection is succeeded. So I'll click on OK. So first of all, we have created a connection to that web service page. Okay, and so after getting the data, in which WSDL file you want to store. Okay, in which WSDL file you want to store the data. So now you can see that. So it is asking for, hey, where is the WSDL location of that file? Okay, it is not asking for do you want to create or not. Okay, so it is not asking for do you want me to create. It is directly asking for, okay, in which WSDL file you want to store. Okay, so right now I don't have any WSDL file. Now what you can do is, if you are creating newly, what you can do is, let me go to our folder. So we have to create some empty WSDL file. Okay. So let us see how we can create that. So let us go to our folder SSIS Terla. Now let me go and create. So we don't have any WSDL file. So just click on text document and let us say that weather, okay, weather, and just create it with the extension dot WSDL. So let me go and create global weather, okay, dot WSDL. Click on yes. So now you can see that we have created a sample empty WSDL file, web service description language. Okay. Now let us go to this and locate that file. Locate that empty WSDL file. We have tried under this. So we have our global weather.wsdl file. Click on it. Okay. And after specifying that where you want to store this web service language, after specifying the location, click on download WXDL file. Okay. Download WXDL file. File exists. So if the file is already exists, click on overwrite. Okay. If the file is already present, do you want to overwrite? Yes. And click on download STL. So now you can see the specified web services description language file was downloaded successfully. Okay. So whatever the data present in that ASMX page, okay, all the data will be invoked to this WSDL. Okay. So it will get the cloud database data into this WSDL page, WSDL file. Okay. So we are getting the data inside to the SSIS in this WSDL file. That's it. Okay. And after that, you can go to the input, and here let us specify the service. So we have one WSDL file we have created with the name global weather node. Select that. Okay. So in that, let us see that we have two options, get weather and get cities by country. So here also, when you connect to that page, here also we are getting the two options. So get cities by country and get weather. Okay. So the same thing it is showing it here. So which you want to do? So I want to, let us say I want to get the city information, okay, for a country. Okay. Now we can go and specify the filter value. So which country value? Or do you want me to get the list of all the countries? Then you can directly go on without specifying any value. You can directly go and click on go to the output directly. Okay. But if you want to download from the WSDL file, if you want to download only the India city names, you can go and specify a value like this. Okay. So in the WSDL file, we have this web page information, global weather, web service file information, and from that we have two sections. One is get the weather information, get the city list. So from that I have selected one, and after that I have provided a value, which country value, which country cities you want to see. Now go to the output. So here specify, okay, in your local file, okay, in your local folder, okay, in which XML file you want to store that information. Okay. After invoking, in which XML file you want to store the information, you want to create a new connection. I want to create a file. Now where you want to create? Yes, in the same folder, let us say city by list. Okay, and store it in the XML format. Okay, like this. So let us say that India city by list. Okay, okay. So after downloading the data, I want to store the output in this XML format. Click on it. That's it. Okay. So first of all, we have specified the from which we have specified the HTTP connection. That is, in which web page you have the data, which web page data you want to download. Okay, and after that, to which WSDL file you want to download the data. Okay, so we have specified that we have created empty file, and after that we have clicked on WSDL, download WSDL. Okay, so that cloud page data or web page data will be downloaded into your local WSDL. Okay, and after that, in that web page we have the weather information. Okay, this is the web page name, and in that we have weather information and the city information. So which module you want to download, which module data you want to download, we can go and specify, and we can provide the filter name like this. And after that we have specified the into which XML file you want to download. Okay, like this. Now we can go and see, execute this. So it will get the data from the TSMX web method into your local WSDL file, and after that, okay, it will extract the data from the WSDL file into the XML. So now we can go and see that. So in the F drive, okay, so under the our folder SSIS Kerala folder, now you can see that. You can see that India city by list .xml file. Open that. So now we can see it has downloaded the data, okay, of country India. You can see country India. So which will give me the list of cities of India. Now you can see Bombay is there, okay. So Aurangabad is there, okay. So Belgaum is there, okay. So many cities. Which are all the cities, okay. So you can see Mangaluru, Hyderabad, okay, Hyderabad like that. Okay, so it is giving the all the city information of your India city, India country. Yes. So Madras, okay, all those Ballari, okay, all those are okay. So this is how we can get the data from a cloud database to the web service methods to the XML. Okay. So from this XML file, we know that how to get this data into the SQL tables. We can get the data into the XML file tables, or so we will have this. After this we can go and use the data services data flow task. Okay, if you want to download this data into the SQL table or any file, what you can do, so we can go and get the data flow task, and inside this we can go for XML source to the SQL table destination. Okay, after downloading the data into XML format, we can go and load the data from XML file to the SQL table. Okay, understood.
Sir, what is the meaning of converting binary files to XML files?
Converting binary files to XML files. Huh?
Yeah.
Uh,
How we will be doing binary files?
so binary files means you mean to say that images or any documents like that, no?
Okay.
So binary files means which mean the encrypted format. That is correct, right?
I don't know, so that's why I was asking you.
Oh, okay. So we have this inside the data flow task. We have these images, documents. So you can see here inside this we have this. import and we can see import column and export column is there. No? So using this import column, we can download the images, okay, into the binary format, okay, in the encrypted format. So if you remember or not, we have shown that all those images, if you want to store it inside a SQL table,
Folder.
yeah.
Oh,
So we have
yeah.
gone for this import column. So where we can store the any PDF document or Excel file document or text file or image in a encrypted format. Okay,
And
in an
then we
encrypted
can
form
convert.
and by using the export column. So if you want to export the data which is present in encrypted format in database, so we have to use this. We can get back those documents again to a physical folder using this export column.
No, sir. How can we do binary files to XML files using web services? Web service task.
Using web service transfer. That's what we have explained. No? So here, whatever the data, okay, so whatever the cloud data it is getting, no, it is putting the data into WSDL, web service description language. No? So now we can go and see how the data will be present in that web service description language. So we have the cities by container. So when it is created, three one. No? So today we have created one more WSDL file. No? So let us see how the data will be present here. So this is the data presented. Every document is present in the XML format. So it is present in the one of the HTML format. HTML definitions. So let me check that one. So I will see one example for that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I will see today tomorrow morning. I will see the one of the example. If I have any found any example for any specific example for binary data, I will check and let you know. Okay. So in tomorrow class I
Yeah.
will explain that.
Okay, sir.
So let us go for one more. Okay. So we have one more thing called FTP task. No? So FTP task and file system task both are same. Okay. Only difference between these two is file system task. Using file system task, what we will do? We will copy the files or we will copy the entire all the files from a folder from one folder to another folder, but in the same server. Okay. If you want to copy the files from one folder to another folder, okay, within the same server, then you have to go for file system task. Okay. Suppose if you want to copy the files or folders from one server to another server, okay, from one server to another server, then we have to go for this FTP task. Okay. So if you want to copy the files or folders from one server to another server, then we have to go for FTP task. Now you can go and see that first of all it is asking for, okay, so let me, if you where you want to copy, so it is asking for destination server connection. Let me go and see, click on new connection. So it is asking for, okay, which server name, okay, you want to copy or paste. Okay, so server name and what is the port, what is the credentials to connect to that server. Okay. So we should have the second computer. Okay. So in order to connect to the server. So in offices, we'll have some two desktops, okay, or two server machines from where you want to copy. Okay, first of all, we have to create a connection to that server where you want to copy or where you want to paste it. Okay. Now, after creating a connection, we can go and see that file transfer. So you can go and see that we have the same operations like it is also deals with the files and the folders. Now you can see directory means folder. No? So do you want to create a local directory? Means you want to create a directory in the server, current server. Okay. Do you want to create a directory in the server B? Okay. Server A and server B. Or do you want to remove from server A folder from a server A or folder in the server B like that? Do you want to delete local files or remote files? Do you want to send the files to the server B or do you want to receive the files to the from the server B? Remaining on all same. So we have to just specify the path where you want to specify. Okay, where you want to copy or from where you want to receive. And we have local path. Okay. So how we have done for task we have the same options copy file and copy directory. So here also inside the FTP task also we have the same operations, but only difference is we are copying the files from server A to server B, but inside a file system task. Okay, but inside a file FTP task we have just copied the server A to server. Okay, like this. And we have one more task called send mail task. Okay, so script task, we have already shown some example. So if you want to write any .NET coding, okay, if you want to write any .NET coding, then you can go and use this script task. Okay, so if you know some simple C# coding or VB.NET coding, okay, if you want to derive your expressions, okay, or any logic using the .NET coding, you can go and use this script task. So this is specifically for the .NET developers. This is specifically for the .NET developers. Okay. So since this tool has to support each and every uh, developer, no? So on this tool, a .NET developer can learn, or SQL developer can work, or if you don't know any language also, if you don't know SQL or if you don't know .NET also, so they can just learn these tools. They don't need to write a very complex coding. So if they write some simple coding, that is more than enough. Okay. So we can manage by using by knowing the which task is for which purpose. That's it. If you learn the tool, that is okay. But for that, you don't no need to be expert on the SQL or no need to be expert on the .NET. Okay. So this tool supports for every. That's why this tool is called as user friendly tool. Okay. And we have one more thing called send mail task. Okay, so if you want to send a mails, okay, so if you want to send a mails to the customer, suppose let us say that, so we have deployed this project, you have deployed all these packages in an SQL server, in a production server, and you have scheduled these packages, you have scheduled the packages inside a job. Okay, and your package is running for, let us say, for 1 month or 2 months, your package is running smoothly without any error. Okay. And after some day, after 2 months, what you have done is you have changed the, let us say we have added a column in the source table. Okay, or you have added a column, or you have deleted a column, or you have done some metadata changes. Let us say you have increased the data type from varchar 50 to varchar 100. Okay, so at that time, whenever your package load the data from source to destination, at that time your package finds. Okay, suppose if you have deleted a column or any data type changes are there. Okay, so when the package is get an error, okay, I have to intimate to the customer or I have to intimate to the developer, okay, who has created that package. Okay, so to send that intimation, whenever your package gets an error, okay, or any one of the tasks in that package got failed, okay, we have this event handler section. Okay, so in order to send that error information or error intimation, so I can raise that event. Okay, I can use that sendmail task. Okay, in one of the event called, let us say, whenever your package experience an error. Okay, whenever your package gets an error, what I want to do is, so this is my package name, web service package name. This is my package name, web service package. And under this package, I went to the event handler. And now you can see that for this package, if this package experience on any error, when any error happens, what I want to do is I want to send a mail to the developer. So we mostly use this send mail task in the event handlers only, inside the event handlers. Okay, when this package gets an error, so what I want to do, I want to go and send a mail to the customer as well as to the developer. So now you can see, go to the mail. Okay. So here, first of all, your customer will send the Outlook configuration. Okay. So using which Outlook config file you have to send a mail. Okay. So most of the times this information will be given by the customer or your company. Okay. So if you have to use your company Outlook, then you can go and use that. You can go and specify that configuration, Outlook configuration file name. Okay. So first of all, we have to create a connection to that, which using which Outlook config file we have to send it. You can see we have to specify the SMTP server name. That's it. Okay. So you don't need to worry. So this information will be provided by the client or by your company. Okay. So what name and all, so they will suggest you. Okay. But after that, we have to. So usually they will give the domain mail ID. Okay. Or they will ask you for service mail ID. They will have one service mail ID or domain mail ID. Means the from will be always from the not your official mail ID or your personal mail ID. Okay, it will be the client service mail ID or the domain mail ID. Okay. After that, so to whom we have to send a list and CC list, BCC list, okay, and the whatever the subject. So based upon your package name, we can also give some subject. Okay, and if you are capturing the error, if you are capturing the error by using the logging information, okay, we can attach that error information also. So using logging, we can capture the error information. So if you go to the package and if you right click, and you can see first option is logging option. Okay. So using this logging option, we can store and capture and store your error details also inside a XML file or a text file or an SQL table. Okay. So I will explain this logging also, how we have to store on all those things. I will explain this also. Okay. So by using that logging, we can capture that error information and we can attach it here. Okay. So this is about set build task. Okay. So once this task got finished, so I will explain the checkpoints and the logging information also. Okay. Let's see. Uh, Let me explain the checkpoints and logging now itself so that you will be clear. Okay. Now let me go for explain the checkpoints first of all. Anyhow, these are the main tasks we will be frequently using in our project works, and the remaining most of the comes under the DBA task. Okay. So let me explain about the checkpoints. What is the use of checkpoints? And after that, if we have time, we'll go for logging also. So let me go for checkpoints. So definitely you will get one or two questions on these checkpoints. Now let us go for it. So what is this checkpoints and what is the usage of these checkpoints is? Now let us see. So in my package, I have three tasks. So let us say some three or four tasks is there. Okay. Now, so here I'm creating a table by using the first task. Inside the first task, I'm creating a table. Okay. Let us see where you want to create. So in which database you want to create. So let us go for. So let us say under the DB size 7, I want to create a table. Okay. So let me have condition table like create table. So table underscore check. Okay. So let me have empid integer. Let me specify this as primary key. Okay. Comma. So let me have empty name varchar 30. Okay. And some let us say something like salary. Okay. So I want to create a table with name table underscore check and ID column. It is a primary key, employee name, and salary columns. Okay. So this I want to create a table, and after that, what I want to do is I want to insert the data like this. Okay. So insert data. Okay. So let me go and see the same database. So into which table you want to insert the data. So insert into. So let us say table underscore check values. So let me go for one comma something like Krishna. So something like salary, something like 40,000. So I will setting the employee one information. Click on OK. Okay. Now let us go for. Okay. Now let us see. After that, I can go and see. After that, what I want to do is I want to insert to. Okay. Some employee to. Now let me go for run. Okay. So some information. So let me go for insert data. Okay. Now let me go for. So insert data 3. And here what I want to do is, so instead of specifying the employee 3, okay, I want to give the employee 1. So by mistake I am giving the employee 1. So since employee column contains the primary key, so this insert will get failed. Okay, when I try to insert the data, it will get failed. Okay. Now, now let me go for next one. Let us say this as insert data 4. Okay. So here what I'm doing is I'm going for employee ID 4. Okay, so 4 comma Rajesh comma 50,000. Okay, so the first three tasks will get success. Okay, okay, so I will linking like this. Now what will happen? Okay, now what will happen if I execute this? If I execute the package first time, so I think the table is already there. Okay, so let me drop the table first. So I have dropped the table first. Now let me go and execute this. So what will happen now? The fourth one got failed. Okay, the fourth one got failed. And now when I re-execute it, what will happen? When I re-execute it, the first task will get failed. Okay, when I re-execute it, okay, the first task itself will get failed. Okay, now I don't want this. What I want is, okay, so let me explain one more time. So what will happen? What I want is, so if I execute this first time, so if I execute this first time, so it is failing on the fourth one. No? When I re-execute it, what should happen is it should start the execution not from the first task. Sorry guys. So when I run it first time, so it is error is getting in the fourth task. Oh. So when I execute it second time, okay, so it should start from the fourth task again. Okay, so after correcting this fourth task, okay, when I rerun it, okay, it should start directly from the fourth task. Okay, it should not start from the first task. It should start where exactly it is failed. Okay, so in the first run, where exactly it is failed, it should restart from the task. Okay, so by using the checkpoints, we can do that. That is the usage of checkpoints. Okay, so let us see how we can do that by using the checkpoints. Okay, so let me drop the table one more time. Okay, I'm dropping the table. Now let us see. So what is the use of checkpoints is, so using the checkpoints, we can start the execution. Okay, we can start the execution of the package where it was failed the previous run. Okay, now let us see how we can do the checkpoints is. So first of all, we have to go to the package properties. Okay, we have to go to the package properties. Now you can see we have this package properties. So here we have one, you can see here checkpoint file name. And first of all, we have to set one option. Do you want to save the checkpoints? Now you can see we have an option called, do you want to save the checkpoints? Yes, I want to save the checkpoints. First of all, we have to make it as true. But after that, we have to go for and specify a file, okay, to capture that error information. Okay, so whenever the fourth task got failed, no, so why it has failed? It has failed because of primary key violation. Okay, and inside this checkpoint, it will store that information that the first run the fourth task got failed. Okay, so to store that information, which task your package failed. Okay, so this task is failure. So to store that information, we have to save it, create a file. Okay. So in this with this checkpoint file name, so if you go and create a file here, okay, so let us say under the F drive SSIS Tarala, what I will do is I will go and create a file here. Let us say save uh, checkpoint any day. Okay. Checkpoint or checkpoint log file. Okay. So I've given some checkpoint file. Okay, like this. So let us say some text file. Okay. So any day. Okay. Let us say if you think this is the uh, checkpoint. Okay. Log. Okay. Or error file, whatever you want. Okay. Dot text. So whenever your package gets an error, no, so that which task got failed, okay, that information will be stored in this checkpoint file, okay, so that when you run it second time, it will go and refer that file, okay, and which will help us to rerun the task from the failed task, it will help us to rerun the package from the failed task, okay. So we have done two options now. So save the checkpoints. I have made it as true. In which file you want to store that information. And after that, we have one more called checkpoint usage. So do you want to use this file information? Okay. So do you want to use this file information? Never miss. It won't use that file. Okay. It won't use that file information. This is the, if you don't use checkpoints, so this will be helpful. And we have always. Always means if you save or don't save. Okay. So when this file will be created is whenever an error occurs in your checkpoint, whenever an error ever occurs in your package, then only this error information will be stored in this file. okay, and then only the file also will get created. It won't create always, okay, it won't create always. Whenever your package experience an error, then only that file will get created, not always, okay. And if you go and set it as always, what it will do, always option, what it will do is it will always go and check whether this file is exist or not, okay. It will always go and check whether that file is exist or not, okay. That is not our intention. When you want to check whether if exist means if this file is created, then only you want to go and check. When this file will be get created, whenever error happens, then only this file will get created, and at the time only do you want to check. Yes, at the time only I want to check. Then you have to specify it as if exists option, okay. So never miss, first one is never miss for the normal packages in which you are not using the checkpoints, okay. And always miss whether the error occurs or not, do you want to check that? No, I don't want to do like that. When you want to check if that file exists, when this file will exist, if the error happens, okay. So we have to set these three options. So save checkpoints, yes. And in which file you want to store the error information, we have to specify the location. When you want to check that file, if that file exists, then only I want to do that. I want to use that checkpoint information. Okay. And after setting these package level properties, these are package level. Okay. And now after this, we can go on to the each task. We have to go to the each task properties, and we have to do that. What we have to do is fail package on failure. We have an option called, do you want to fail the package? Yes, I want to fail the package if this task got fails. Okay, so we have to go to the each and every task, okay, and we have to make this fail package on failure. Yes, I want to make it as, we have to go and set it for each and every task. Sorry, I've executed the task. Okay, now let me go on do that one more time. Now let me go to the, now you can go and see that whether that whatever the log file we have created, no, so that log file is not at present here, okay. The log file is not at present here. Now let us go and execute this package. So now you can see your package got failed on the fourth task. Now we can go and see that information. So whether any file, now you can see that log checkpoint, you can see the checkpoint log file got created now, okay. Now you can go and see that, so it is showing means which package id, okay, which package id, it is storing some information about your failed package, failed task also, which container id, okay. And you can see that which task id, okay, all that information will be stored here, okay. Now let me go on. Now you can see now your package got failed. Now let us go on. Okay, now let us go to this. And now let me see, instead of employee 1, now let me take it as employee 3. Now I have corrected the issue. Now once I corrected the issue, and if I go and execute the package, then the package should start, okay, from the fourth task directly by using the checkpoint file information. What it will do is it will directly start the execution from the fourth task. Okay, so instead of starting from the first task, it will directly start execution from the where it was failed earlier. Okay, and now you can go and see that log file won't be present if your package got success. If there is no error in your package, then now you can go and see. So that log file is there? No. When it will create, whenever error happens, then only that file will get created. Only then only that log information will be stored here. If your package is success, then it won't create always. Okay, so that is the use of this checkpoints. So this is one of the important interview question. So they will ask you directly like this. Okay, in the previous run, your package got failed in the fourth task, and when you restart or when you rerun after correcting the issue, when you rerun, it should start its execution from the fourth task directly. Then how we can set that? So you can go and say that we can go. You can use this. We can array. We can get that by using these checkpoints. Okay, these three settings you have to explain. Okay, save checkpoints and save the checkpoint file and checkpoint usage as if exist, and go to the each task level and set it as fail package and failure like. Okay, so this is how we can use these checkpoints. Okay, can you stop now?
Yes, sir.